जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारी जमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारी जमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्य माधव भय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, गिरिराज गोवर्धन की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, समवेत गौर भक्तबिंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshusунmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sha Padantikam. Vandeham Shri Gura Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavangsya Shri Rupang Sagrajatang Sahagana Raghunathanitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitangscha Namong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanang Papanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindha Deenabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanang Namaskritva Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Sarasating Vyasang Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nasta Prayeshu Avadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, text number 8. Jasattapasa purivita pitur nidasham Strainas chapi shirasa jagrihe sabharya Rajyam sriyam pranayena suhidda nivasam Takta jajovanam asun iva mukta sangha Jasattapasa parivita pitur nidesham Strainas chapi shirasa jagrihe savarya राज्यं श्रियं प्रणयेन सुहृदनिवासं तक्ता जजौवनम् असुनीव मुक्तसंग जसत्पाश परिवित पितुर्निदशम् स्त्रैणस्य चापि शिरसा जगृहे सभार्य राज्यं श्रियं प्रणयेन सुहृदनिवासं तक्ता जजौवनम् असुनीव मुक्तसंग Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, Lord Ramchandra who? Sattapasa Parivita Pituhu of his father, who was bound by the promise to his wife. Nidesham, the order. Strainasya, of the father, who was very much attached to his wife. Cha, also. Api, indeed. Shirasa, on his head. Jagrihe, accepted. Sa, bharya, with his wife. Rayam, the kingdom. Sriyam, opulence. Pranayena, relatives. Suhrida, friends. Nivasam, residence. Taktva, giving up. Jajo, went. Vanam, to the forest. Asun, life. Eva, like. Mukta Sangha, a liberated soul. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramchandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita. Please repeat. Carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramchandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita. Purport. Maharaj Dasarath had 3 wives. One of them, Kaikeyi, served him very pleasingly, and he therefore wanted to give her a benediction. Kaikeyi, however, said that she would ask for the benediction when it was necessary. At the time of coronation of Prince Ramchandra, Kaikeyi requested her husband to enthrone her son Bharata and send Ramchandra to the forest. Maharaj Dasarath, being bound by his promise, ordered Ramchandra to go to the forest according to the dictation of his beloved. And the Lord, as an obedient son, accepted the order immediately. He left everything without hesitation, and just as a liberated soul or great yogi gives up his life without material attraction. मुखम करोति वाचलम पंगुल्लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. On the occasion of Lord Ramchandra's appearance day, which will be celebrated very soon, today and tomorrow, and also on the Ram Navami day, we will be discussing from Ramayana. So, Ramayana is a vast subject matter. Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses, but it contains the pastimes of different avatars. But Ramayana, composed by Valmiki Muni, has 24,000 verses, exclusively for Lord Ram. So what we can discuss in 2 days, what we will try to understand some section of Ramayana, because Ramayana is not a story, Ramayana is not a history only, Ramayana is our life. So we have to learn lessons, because Krishna's pastimes are more for relishing, but Ramchandra's pastimes are for learning, application of principle. That's why Lord Ramchandra is known as Maryada Purushottam. Whatever he does is according to Maryadas. He follows Sadhu Guru Shastra. He is very particular about that. But Krishna is Leela Purushottam. He does not follow any rules and regulations. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Prem Purushottam. He distributes that love of Krishna through Nam Sankirtan. So Lord Ramchandra is very straight. Whatever he does is very straightforward. And it's very important for us to apply those straightforwardness in our life. So I was hearing that there is a Ramayana in Brahmaloka which contains Sattakoti verses, 100 crores verses. Very interesting. 100 crore means 1 billion. 1 billion verses. And it was received by Lord Shiva. The Ramayana of 100 crore verses was received by Lord Shiva, and he was very happy. But the nature of the devotee is that they want to always share it. So he wanted to share. So he distributed this 100 crore verses in different way. So he gave 33 crores verses to upper planetary system. He gave another 33 crore verses to middle planetary system. And he distributed another 33 crores to the lower planetary system. So 99 crores were distributed. And he was left with 1 crore. So 100 crore came down to 1 crore. Then Mother Parvati was thinking that that will remain with her husband. So she was very happy, at least 1 crore is there. But devotees are very magnanimous, especially Lord Shiva. He started distributing further. So he distributed 33 lakhs out of 1 crore to the upper planetary system. Then another 33 crores to the middle planetary system, and balance 33 lakhs, to the lower planetary system. And he is left with 1 lakh. So 100 crore came down to 1 crore, 1 crore came down to 1 lakh. So at least 1 lakh should be there, but still distribution continued. So Lord Shiva started distributing again. So 33,000 to the upper, 33,000 to middle, and 33,000 to lower. So then how many verses remained with Lord Shiva? 1,000. So he started distributing further. 333 verses to the upper, 333 verses to the middle, and balance 333 to the lower planetary system. So how many verses was there with Lord Shiva? Only one verse. But still he was not happy. He wanted to distribute further. So he started distributing the different alphabets of the verses. And he was left only with 2 alphabets. Rama. That is the essence of Ramayana. Ramayana means name of Lord Ram. Ramchandra Bhagavan ki. So just like Srimad Bhagavatam, essence is the holy name, in the same way, the essence of Ramayana is chanting the holy name of Lord Ram. So what is the meaning of Ram? There are many meanings. Krishna says, Prabhupada says in our Mahamantra there is Ram. And he says that this Ram means Sitaram. It can also mean Parshuram. It can also mean Balaram. But our Jiva Goswami gives very wonderful explanation of this Ram. He says, Ra means Radharani and Ma means Madhusudan. So when Radharani and Madhusudan in the Kunja of Braj, that becomes Ram. So that is the mood of the Gauriya Vaishnava. Aradha Bhagavan Brajase Tanay Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramma Kachitu Pasana Brajavadu Vargeno Jakalpita. Whatever is there, everything they connect to Krishna in Vrindavan. But that is not the topic for us. Topic is Lord Ramchandra, not Krishna in Vrindavan. So we'll go back to our original topic of Ramayana. So Ramayana is full of characters which is the embodiment of sacrifice. That's why the personalities, the characters of Ramayana are glorious. How we can become glorious? Not by achieving something. How we can become glorious? What we have done for others. What sacrifice, pain we took to benefit others. That is the quality which makes a person glorious. In this world, we always want to be happy. We are always self-centered, right? Even if we enter into Krishna consciousness, why? Because we want to be happy. That is the purpose. But Krishna consciousness does not mean how we will become happy. Krishna consciousness means how Krishna will be happy. And what is the meaning of devotional service? Devotional service means how to please Krishna. Whether I am pleased or not pleased, that is not subject matter. Bhakti means how Krishna will be pleased. So the characters of Ramayana are glorious because of this quality. See the sacrifice they made. Starting from who? Very difficult to start and end because all are full with sacrifices. So who is more glorious, Ram or Lakshmana? It's a big question, but it's a very simple question. So Lakshmana is more glorious than Ram. Why? Because Ram is God and Lakshmana is devotee of God. And Krishna has already established that devotee of God is greater than God. So why Lakshmana is greater? He is one of the greatest devotee of Lord Ram, actually the best devotee, because he went through so much pain in his life from material calculation to serve Lord Ram. So what kind of sacrifice he took? While Lord Ramchandra was in the forest, that episode when it unfolded, all four brothers went through trouble. They all felt bad. But the exception to Lakshmana is that Lakshmana was alone, not with his wife. Lord Ramchandra was his wife Sita Devi in the forest. Bharat was there with his wife in Nandigram, and Shatrugna was also there with his wife. Only Lakshmana was there without his wife. And he never told also that I am going. So generally nowadays if you have to take some leave from your home, you have to take permission. Otherwise there will be problem, right? So Lakshmana did not leave for 1 day, 2 days or like that. He took the leave for how many days? 14 years. But no leave approval proposal was submitted to the Home Ministry, right? Nothing was there. He just left. And Urmila Devi did not have any complaint also. Such a wonderful wife she was. She was rather happy, very happy that my Lord and Master will serve the Supreme Lord, Lord Ram. So Lakshmana has the quality, she is endowed with Lakshmi, means devotion. Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampanya. She is full of devotion. So Lakshmana, while he was in the forest, Lord Ramchandra was sleeping on the ground. First time Lakshmana saw. Some bed was arranged, some forest bed, but it was on the ground. By seeing that, Lakshmana felt so much pain, that my Lord lives in the palace, such a aristocratic arrangement of sleeping and all other things are there. Now my Lord has to sleep on the ground in the forest. It pained him so much, he took a vow that for next 14 years, I will not sleep. So that is the mood of Lakshmana. So while Lord Ram was in Chitrakoot, so Chitrakoot is a wonderful place, and they decided to stay a long time there. Chitrakoot is not different from Vrindavan, actually. Same mood is there. Chitrakoot is the Vrindavan of Ram Leela. So they liked it, beautiful place. So they wanted to stay long. So if you have to stay long, then you cannot stay in a temporary place. They wanted to build something. So who will build? Lakshmana. Cottage will be built. Kutir will be built. So Lakshmana said, I can build it, but provided you have to tell me the location, decide the location. So Ramchandra decided the location. And Lakshmana built the wonderful cottage. Many rooms are there. All the facilities are there. And Ram was very impressed. And Lakshmana took Ram in a tour of that cottage. What are the facilities available there? So some place for Sita, Ram, for their private timings. So this facility, that facilities, all facilities are there. So when Lakshmana was showing these facilities to Lord Ram, then Ramchandra asked that where is your room? He was asking, because everything is there except that one. So Ramchandra asked him, where is your room? So generally when we build some things, generally we find that my room is the best room, no? But he built facility for every one of them. All facilities are there. But he did not have any place. Lakshmana said that I don't have any place because my place is not inside the cottage. That is the place of my master. How I can stay in the place of my master? I'll stay outside of the cottage and guarding the cottage, and that is my proper place. Then Ramchandra asked Lakshmana that, my dear Lakshmana, that both of us went to Gurukula. But I did not know how to build such a wonderful cottage. So where from did you learn? We are in the same Gurukula. Then Lakshmana very humbly said, my dear Lord, you are born to become the Lord. You are acting like a Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I am not born to become the Lord and Master. I am born to serve you. My role is the role of a servant, and your role is the role of a master. So you learned all the techniques, how to become a good master. But I also learned everything what is needed to become a good servant. So only devotion is not enough. You should know the technique also. You should have the knowledge. Competence is also necessary. Sometimes people say, oh, I love to do this service. So only loving is not enough. That is called sentiment. So religion without knowledge is sentiment. Lakshmana was completely devoted to Lord Ram, but he knew each and every detail of his service. So love means goes into the details. And Rupa Goswami explains the symptom of Raganuga Bhakti. What is the symptom of Raganuga Bhakti? How I can improve the quality of my service. That is one of the symptoms of Raganuga Bhakti. We think Raganuga Bhakti means not following rules and regulations. That is the common misunderstanding people have. Oh, I am in Ragmarg. If you cannot follow certain rules, then what they say, I am in Ragmarg. So Ragmarg is not transcendental marg. Ragmarg is also sadhana bhakti. That's why they should read Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Raganuga Bhakti and Vaidhi Bhakti, both are sadhana bhakti. What was the difference? Practices are the same. But there is a difference in internal inspiration. What is the inspiration for Vaidhi Bhakti? Inspiration of Vaidhi Bhakti is the Shraddha. Shraddha in what? Shraddha in the instruction of the spiritual master, and Shraddha in the instruction of the scriptures. That is the motivational factor for a person who is in Vaidhi Bhakti. And what is Raganuga Bhakti? When that Shraddha turns into Lobha, greed. When that becomes the motivation, that practice becomes Raganuga Bhakti. So who can practice Raganuga Bhakti? Who has crossed the level of Anartha Nivriti. If you don't have the level of beyond Anartha Nivriti and you want to practice Raganuga Bhakti, is a cheating. Nothing else. So every practice remains the same. Just like now coming for Mangalarati, we have to struggle. That is the symptom of Vidhi Bhakti, right? Why you are coming? Because Prabhupada said. Shastra says, getting up early in the morning, Brahma Murta is the injunction for every sadhaka. And Prabhupada said we have to get up by 4 o'clock. We have to get up. But we don't like to get up. But why we are getting up? Not that we are spontaneously attracted to come for Mangalarati. Why you are getting up? Because our Acharyas have said. Shastra says, because of that Shraddha. That's why it is known as Vidhi Bhakti. But when then same practice will happen spontaneously, that same Mangalarti will become Raganuga Bhakti. It doesn't mean, oh, when I Raganuga Bhakti, no Mangalarti. People think like that. Why? I don't need Mangalarti because I'm in Ragamarg. So you do the same activity spontaneously. You feel greedy to see Radha Shyamsundar. You feel greedy to see Krishna Balaram. You run to see them in the morning. That is the symptom of Raganuga Bhakti. Chanting. Another difficult aspect of our sadhana. These are two difficult aspects. So chanting 16 rounds minimum. So we do that. And Prabhupada said that chant and be happy. Right or wrong? That was the famous statement Prabhupada made, to inspire people to chant. So chant and be happy means if you chant, you'll be happy. But there is a difference between happiness of a Vaidhi sadhaka and happiness of a Raganuga sadhaka. Both become happy by chanting the holy name. So when someone is Vidhi marg, he becomes happy as soon as 16 round is finished. Happiness is there. Too much bliss. I have finished my 16 rounds. That is the symptom of Vidhi Bhakti. And what is the symptom of Raganuga Bhakti? You feel happy while chanting the holy name of the Lord. And Prabhupada said that symptom of Raganuga Bhakti means after finishing 16 rounds, you want to chant more. That is the symptom of Raganuga Bhakti. So coming back to Lakshmana, Lakshmana was filled with that devotion for Lord Ram. So as a sadhaka, we should learn from Lakshmana that we should sacrifice our personal comfort for the comfort of the Supreme Lord. That is the meaning of devotional service. Krishna does not see what you give to him. Krishna sees how much you are holding it back. So Krishna is not interested in how much you are giving. So Krishna wants complete surrender. He also told, demanding, highly demanding God. Sarva dharman parityajya mamyakam saranang braja. That is the symptom of surrender. That is a symptom of a devotee wants to be Krishna conscious. But people think if you are completely surrendered means you are completely pure. That is another misunderstanding. Complete surrender doesn't mean that you are completely pure. Complete surrender means that your surrender is complete, but still you have some subtle desires. You are not completely free from desires, but mostly gone. Nasta prayeshu avadreshu nityang bhagavata seva. Nasta prayeshu, almost gone, but still is there. So, and that happens at the level of asakti. At the level of asakti, surrender is complete. But still some desires are there. So what to do with that desire? So Krishna takes control of that devotee who is completely surrendered. That is the promise he has taken. If you surrender unto me, I will take care of you. Bhagavad Gita says that. So Krishna takes control. Then what he does? Because Krishna says that Name Bhakta Pranasati. My devotees never perish. So what does that mean? His devotee's material body will not die or what? Will die. Parikshit Maharaj died. All our previous pure devotees, they died. This world is the world of death. Will die. But what is the meaning of that Name Bhakta Pranasati? So Krishna protected Parikshit Maharaj in the womb. We feel very happy. Oh, Krishna kept his promise. Brahmastra was released, but Krishna came into the womb of the mother and protected Parikshit. So Krishna kept his promise, Name Bhakta Pranasati. But same Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days by a snake bite. Then what kind of protection is this? Same Parikshit Maharaj, who was protected in the womb by Krishna himself. Same Parikshit Maharaj now is going through a crisis in life, who is cursed by a simple Brahmana boy. But he is not complaining that I am the grandson of the Pandavas. I am that Parikshit who was saved in the womb by you, my dear Lord. I am the king of the whole planet Earth. I am this, I am that. I am pure devotee of the Lord. But I have to die now. How? It's not a glorious death by curse. But did he complain? Did he have any doubt about the protection of Krishna? No. Equally he is happy. The way he was happy in the womb, equally he is happy when he was cursed to die by the curse of the Brahmana. Why? Because he saw the protection of Krishna in both places. Because Krishna protects his pure devotion. Krishna protects whatever we have and also help us to advance further. That is the meaning of protection. That is the meaning of taking responsibility of a devotee. So Krishna takes full responsibility of a devotee who is fully surrendered. But he has desires, subtle desires. But Krishna wants to see that he becomes pure devotee. So what he will do? Prabhupada explains, Acharyas explain, unless we go through difficulty, we cannot be pure. Complacent life means decline. Comfort leads to decline. That's why Krishna puts the devotee into what? Difficulties. Why? How come, my dear Lord, you are the Lord of my life? You should give me a very rosy, cozy, wonderful life. But you are putting me into difficulty. What's going on here? You told that you protect me. Name Bhakta Pranashati. You declared so boldly in Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna. Because your promise you may break, but you cannot break the promise of your devotee. That's why you promised through Arjuna. Still you are breaking your principle, breaking your promise. How come? So, who says that? Who does not know Krishna. But a devotee advanced in Krishna consciousness sees the hand of Krishna in every aspect of his life. Just like when a child, small child, he knows his father. But when the same father comes with a dragon mask on his face, what happens to that boy? He becomes scared. But if that child is grown, become adult, if the father comes with the dragon mask, he'll be scared. Why? He knows it's a dragon mask only. Behind the dragon mask, what is there? The beautiful face of my father is there. In the same way, a devotee who is not so advanced, when he sees difficulties in life, what he sees? Dragon mask. And he becomes scared. But when a devotee is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, when the same difficulties will come, he does not see the dragon mask. He knows that behind the dragon mask is the wonderful face of my Lord, Lord Shyamsundar. So Parikshit Maharaj did not see the curse of the Brahmana boy. He did not complain, rather he appreciated Krishna. He glorified Krishna and he expressed his appreciation by telling that, my dear Lord, you have appeared in my life. Dijo Shapa Rupam. You have appeared in the form of a curse of the Brahmana boy. Your form is different. So Parikshit Maharaj did not see the curse. He saw the Supreme Lord in that curse. That's why he is Parikshit Maharaj. And because of that, Krishna appeared again in a different form, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the glory. Unless we go through the climax in our life, Krishna will not be revealed. Devaki went through, what you can say, what kind of experience you went through? Very pleasant. Dangerous. As soon as there is a prophecy that Krishna will appear, not appeared yet, his life was terrible. Tormented by Kamsa. One after another, in front of her, her sons, not only one son, 6 sons were brutally killed by her own brother. But when we go through some pain in our life, oh, so much pain I am going through, we cry. Right? For simple things, we cry. If you cry for that, then you will be bound in this material world only. That's why you should learn to cry for Krishna. Because this world is the world of crying only. There is no alternative for that. You cannot smile here. Material nature will never allow you to smile. Because it's the world of crying. When you take birth, what happens? Smile. Who gives birth, who takes birth, both of them cry. When we die, cry. And nowadays we don't have to explain during our livelihood. When we stay in this body, we have to cry. But when we cry for our material existence, what will happen? We have to take birth again. That's why our acharyas are explaining that we should know how to cry for Krishna. That is the perfection of life. So going back to, again, the characters of Ramayana. So Lakshmana is the embodiment of bhakti. See, he is ready to do anything. In any condition of life he served. While he was a child, he was with Ram. So when 4 of them took birth, all of them were crying. Because this world is full of crying. So Lord is also crying. So they are trying many ways to stop their crying. Nothing is happening. Everybody was bewildered what to do. These 4 are really crying. 1 is enough for crying, but 4 are crying. So what to do? Then somebody proposed that you have to, what was happening? That Ram and Bharat was there together, and Lakshman, Shatrugna was there together. He said that pair is not properly made. There is a problem in the pair. So change the pair. So Ram should be with Lakshmana and Bharat with Shatrugna. As soon as they did that, everything stopped. So when the principle to be learned, when we are not with the Lord, we have to cry. Why we are crying? Because we have forgotten our master. Krishna bhuli sahi jeev. We have forgotten Krishna. That's why we are crying. So we can stop our crying. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, Jeev Krishna Das ei vishwas korle tar dukkha nai. All our miseries will go away immediately when we accept Krishna is our master. But very difficult for us to accept that. We say that Krishna is our master. What is the meaning of master? Rakho bhi maro bhi jo ichha tuhara. That is the meaning of master. Master means giving full freedom to him. If you don't give full freedom, then we are controlled by karma. So choice is ours. Whether we want to be controlled by Krishna or we want to be controlled by karma. So when we can be controlled by Krishna, when we give full independence to Krishna. From today, from now, Krishna, you are the full controller. And you can do whatever you want to do to me. I have no complaint. Aslishyava padaratang pinastumang adarsanang marmahatang karutuba. Jatha tatava vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu saeva naparaha. That is the mood. So, Shatrugna and Bharat. So, who is superior? Bharat or Shatrugna? Who is greater? Shatrugna or Lakshmana? Who is greater? Shatrugna. Why? Why Shatrugna is greater than Lakshmana? Take care of your... So Lakshmana and Shatrugna, both are servants. So Lakshmana is serving Ram and Shatrugna is serving Bharat. So who is greater? Shatrugna is greater. Why? Because Lakshmana is serving God and Shatrugna is serving devotee of God. That's why Shatrugna is greater. That's why Krishna says, na, if you think that you are the devotee of mine, you are not my devotee. When you accept that you are the devotee of my devotee, then you are my devotee. That is the mood of the spiritual world. So they imbibe that mood. And Shatrugna, he was so selfless because after Ram came back to Ayodhya, there was a Asura, his name was Labanasura, disturbing this area. Okay. So, who will go? Idea was that Bharat should go. But Shatrugna said, no, I will go. Why? Because Bharat was in separation for 14 years from Ram. So I don't want to see that again Bharata will be in separation. So for the pleasure, for the service of Bharata, Shatrugna left Ayodhya. I think he never went back to Ayodhya. That is the conclusion we hear. So that is a sacrifice. So service means sacrifice. So characters of Ramayana are full of sacrifices. So now we'll focus on two themes of Ramayana, and that will be our main discussion. One is Lord Ramchandra entering into the forest, the banishment of Lord Ram, exile of Lord Ram into the forest, and kidnapping of Mother Sita. These are the two main themes we will try to discuss sometime today and also tomorrow. This world is the world of calamities. Anytime anything can happen. And Ramayana shows that. So then why is there need of Ramayana? Because we all know calamities are there. So why Ramayana is so important in our life? Because we can learn from these characters of Ramayana that how they dealt with these calamities. Devotees do not mean there will not be any calamity. Whether you are a devotee or not devotee, there will be calamities in our life. Whether it is because of us or because of others. Calamities will be there. And when it will come, we never know. Anytime it can happen. So Ramayana gives us the inspiration. Ramayana gives us the lesson to be learned how to handle these calamities in a Krishna conscious way. That is the beauty of Ramayana. So Ramchandra went to the forest. The Lords, they love to go to the forest. They love forest. Because originally, they are all from forest, Vrindavan. It's not a city, it's a forest. Forest city. So Krishna is in a forest, Lord Ramchandra was in forest, Mahaprabhu was in forest. The saintly people, they go to the forest. We are also in the forest. So forest is the place of perfection. best place to cultivate Krishna consciousness or to experience the nectar of Krishna consciousness. So Ramchandra went to the forest. People don't feel nice about it. But Ramayana is primarily meant for Lord Ramchandra to go to the forest. Because that is the main section of Ramayana, right? Most of the things happen while Lord Ramchandra was in the forest. Ramchandra ruled Ajodhya for so many years. Valmiki Muni spoke very few maybe chapters on that. But while he is in the forest, elaborate discussion. Because that is the main purpose of Lord Ram to come into this world. Because unless Lord Ramchandra goes to the forest, the real purpose of Lord Ramchandra's advent in this world will not be fulfilled. So when Lord does something, there are two reasons. One is external reason, one is internal reason. One is Jagata Hetu and other one is for his own purpose. Paritranaya sadhunang vinasaya cha dushkritang dharma samasthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he comes into this world for three purposes. Paritranaya sadhunang, to protect the sadhus, vinasaya cha dushkritam, to annihilate the miscreants, to establish the principle of religion. These are the external reasons. These are the reasons for the welfare of the world. But Lord also comes for his own purpose. Krishna doesn't have to come to do all these three things. Mahaprabhu does not have to come to do all these things. It can be done by his representatives, by his incarnations. But why they come? Because they have their own reasons. So why Lord Ram went to the forest? There is a personal reason also. Very interesting. So Lakshmi ji was massaging the lotus feet of Narayan. And Narayan was lying on the Ananta seats, beautiful bed, the original bed of the creation. Beautiful. Very soft bed, it is said. It's a water bed. Beautiful. So Lakshmi ji is massaging. Narayan is very happy. Lakshmi ji said, I have a concern, not concern. I want to reveal something to you. Said, what? Said that you are my husband, I am your wife. We should have some private time. He said, yes, only you and me are there. We are having private time, what's the problem? Nobody is there. Said, no, my dear Lord, you don't see the eyes of so many eyes of the Ananta seas. So no privacy. He is looking at us. We cannot have our private pastime here. So we should have some personal time. So husband and wife spending some personal time is coming from the spiritual world only, Lakshmi Narayan. So it's Lakshmi ji's proposal. So Narayan said, I cannot change my bed because it's my eternal bed. So what to do now? He said, okay, I'll do something. When I'll appear as Lord Ram, that time I'll spend time with you personally, a private time. So Lakshmi ji was happy, okay, it will happen sometime. So Lord Ramchandra appeared. Sita Devi also appeared. So Lord Ramchandra broke the bow. He married Sita Devi. We'll also discuss. Very interesting pastime. All pastimes of Ramayana are so attractive. So then both of them came to Ayodhya. So Sita Devi was expecting. What was the expectation? Because Narayan promised, in my pastime as Lord Ram, I will give you personal time. But she came to the palace. Generally people have only one mother-in-law, no? So here how many mother-in-laws? Sita Devi had? Popularly, you know, only 3. but it is explained there are 353 mother-in-laws Sita Devi had. Dasarath had 353 wives. People will think, oh my God, what is going on? So Dasarath Maharaj was marrying so many ladies, what's going on? But there is a reason behind that also. What is the reason? That time when Dasarath Maharaj was ruling, that was the time of Parshuram. So Parshuram took a vow that he'll kill all the Kshatriyas from the planet because they are creating all kinds of disturbances by misusing their power. So power is very dangerous. Power is very dangerous. It is said that if you want to know the character of a person, please give him power, because his character will come out. So having power is not a problem, but if you don't know how to utilize the power, then that power will become very dangerous. So Parshuram wanted to destroy all the Kshatriyas, but he told that if someone becomes Brahmana, then I'll not kill. So many Kshatriyas, they started becoming Brahmana to escape from Parshuram. And Parshuram also gave one more condition. He said, if that Kshatriya king is in the marriage ceremony, if he is marrying someone, that time I will not kill him. So Vasishtha Muni, who is the Rajguru, gave a nice advice to Dasarath Maharaj. He said, you take this. So he said, whenever Parshuram used to come, Rajguru used to tell him, now he is coming. Parshuram is coming, get ready. So immediately marriage is arranged. So Parshuram said, okay, you are marrying, I'll come again. So in that way, Parshuram came so many times, and Dasarath Maharaj was marrying one after another. In that way, it came to around 350, and plus 3 principal queens, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi and Sumitra. Then Sita Devi said, my dear Lord, what's going on? You promised? So Lord Ramchandra thought, I have to do something. He thought that in the palace, possibility of spending time together is not a good proposal, looks like. It will not happen. So you have to change our place from palace to forest. That will be the best place. So in order to fulfill the desire of Lakshmi ji, Lord Ramchandra arranged this pastime so that he can go to the forest. So in the forest, you know, he was there with Sita Devi. When I was giving this lecture once, one student told, Prabhuji, same Anantases was also there with Lord Ram as Lakshmana. So I said, yes, Lakshmana was there, but Lakshmana was not having so many eyes. And Lakshmana used to stay outside the cottage. So in that way, Lakshmana was performing a better role to facilitate the private pastimes of Ram and Sita Devi. That is the internal reason. So what is the external reason? Because Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunang vinasaya diskritam dharma sangasthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. So Ravana was creating a lot of problem. And because of that, Lord Ramchandra came. All the demigods were very jubilant and happy that Lord Ramchandra appeared. Now something will happen. Ravana will be killed. But they saw that Ravana beautifully enjoying his life as in Ayodhya. If it continues like that, then what will happen? Ravana will be there and our life will be in a lot of problem. What to do? We have to do something. Then they used Manthara to change the mind of Kaikeyi. Very interesting. So Kaikeyi was very young. Kaikeyi was very young. And Dasharatha Maharaj was very elderly. So Dasharatha Maharaj married Kaikeyi. That time Kaikeyi's father, he told that I can give my daughter to you, no problem. But you are very elderly and my daughter is very young. You have to give me promise that her son will become the king. So Dasharatha Maharaj said, no problem. That is the problem. Because giving promise, taking vow is the problem. Whole Mahabharata is full of vows and full of problems. The Kshatriyas are very expert in taking vows, and Krishna is in difficulty, right? You know the story of Mahabharata, that Arjuna took a vow that if someone blasphemes or someone talks bad about Gandiva, he'll kill him. So you know that Yudhishthira Maharaj was very much humiliated by Karna. Karna was fighting like anything and Yudhishthira Maharaj was about to be killed. And Yudhishthira Maharaj left the battlefield and came to his camp. And Arjuna got the news. And Arjuna came straight to the camp of Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, as soon as he saw Arjuna, he said, you kill Karna, you kill Karna. For Kshatriya to be defeated like this is worse than death. He was too angry. So Arjuna said, no, I just came to see you. How are you? He said, you still did not kill Karna. What kind of Arjuna are you? What kind of Kshatriya are you? What is the use of your Gandiva? Throw away your Gandiva. As soon as Yudhishthira Maharaj told that, Arjuna took his sword. And crisis, Krishna was there. The problem of taking vow. So now, critical situation, crisis. But Krishna is an expert crisis manager. Any crisis can be easily handled by him. That's why he is the Supreme Lord. He said, okay, Arjuna, your vow will be protected, but you can do something different. What is that? He said that according to scriptures, there are different ways of killing. So instead of killing physically like that with the sword, you can kill Yudhishthira Maharaj by blaspheming him. Whatever in your heart, whatever bad experience you had with him, just release today. Now is the time. So what a advice. So Arjuna started left and right and middle and center, whatever he had in his heart, started blaspheming Yudhishthira Maharaj. So after releasing the anger, then he realized, because that is the result of anger. No, he said after anger is released, then people think, oh my God, what I did. Same thing happened to him. He said, oh my God, he is my worshipable Lord. He is Yudhishthira Maharaj. What is the use of my life? As a brother, I have insulted him like that. I am taking a vow. I'll give up my life. Another problem. One problem is solved, another quickly follows. That is the nature of this world. So then what to do? Then Krishna said, I have also one solution for this. So there is a way to kill yourself. Not only physical death, you glorify yourself. Whatever impression you have, good impression about you, now is the time. So self-glorification is like suicide. And Kali Yuga is a symptom of that. Because nobody glorifies others, so what to do? What else we have? We have to glorify ourselves. So, but according to Shastra, self-glorification is like suicide. This story reveals that. So, Arjuna started glorifying himself. So, in that way, he arranged. And Krishna took care of the crisis. So, Krishna can take care of any crisis. And that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness, that when devotees are in crisis, they don't take any other shelter. They take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So, what was the crisis? What was the vow? No. Kaikeyi's father told who? Told Dasharath Maharaj that Kaikeyi's son will become the king. And he did it, okay, no problem, because he did not have any son. So many wives. Dasharath Maharaj, Dasharath means his wrath is in 10 directions. Unconquerable. Ayodhya means which cannot be conquered by anyone. Everybody was happy, extremely happy. But the world is like that. Even if you have everything, but there will be something. So everything was nice, but there was a problem. What was the problem? He did not have any son. We have to accept this, that we cannot have a perfect situation in this world. There will be some problem or other in our life. So that's why you should not focus on problems. The principle of spiritual life is we should focus on our goals and deal with the problems whenever it comes. But the problem is that we always focus on problems, and by focusing on problems so much, we forget our goals. And in this world, most of the people don't have any goal anyway. They think, what is the goal of our life? Solving problem. Yeah, many people think like that. What is your goal? Just solve the problem. That is the goal. So because they don't have any goal, that's why they have all the problems, and they spend their life, not only one life, life after life solving the problems. So Dasharath Maharaj took that vow because he knew anyway, I don't have any son. 352 wives, Kaikeyi was the last wife, young. So even if it happens, who cares? That's why when you are in passion, you don't see the future. A Brahmana sees the future. A Kshatriya does not see the future. They take vow like that. They don't see the consequences. A leader always sees the future. A manager only deals with the problems. But leader sees the problem and sees the future, how this problem can be solved. It's called proactive leadership. So somehow he did not do that. He took the vow. But he did not tell anyone. That is the quality of a king. The secrets should not be shared. Because if you share the secret, that can be misutilized by people. What is the quality of a king? What is the quality of a leader? Don't reveal some secrets. Revealing secret, you have to be very, very careful. Actually, as a spiritual people, we should not have any secret. It should be open book. But as a principle of organization and management, secret, if something is there, it should not be revealed with people, those who are not reliable. And choosing that reliable person with whom the secret can be revealed, that is the quality of a king. That is the quality of a manager, whom we have confidence. That choosing person is very, very important. But naturally, a leader has that quality, and they have somebody, those who are confidential associates, and they reveal their secrets to them. So somehow, this secret was not revealed by Dasharath Maharaj to anyone. So it's 9 o'clock. So we'll continue our journey of Ramayana. Tomorrow, what happens after whole thing happens with Ram, he enters into the forest. We'll see what are the consequences, what are the reasons, then kidnapping Sita, so that those things will be discussed tomorrow. Thank you very much for hearing, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 7:45. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Binda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.